Well, like thousands of golfers, indeed hundreds of thousands of golfers, I'm a convert to the 2Thumb putter grip. And today I get a chance to introduce to you the inventor of the grip, Philip Gazeley. Now, Philip, tell me, what's the science and the reasoning behind this invention?
Started with me some 4 years ago when I was looking at putting stats and realised how much leeway you can have by being a good putter on the green. Obviously, if you're a single putter, that's 18 putts per round.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Unbelievable, wouldn't it? But basically, the average putting is around about 2 putts per round, making 36 putts on the average round there. And I thought there's a big leeway there. When you look at the pros, they're on the 30, 27 sort of putting range, and I was looking for some form of way of being a better putter myself and being able to get it out there to the general golfer.
Well, it's not just a bigger, squarer grip. There's more to it than that. Tell me more.
If you actually have a look at our natural body stance, if I just put my hands down by my side, can you see how we naturally stand with the hands actually turning in? And where I'd like to be with putting, basically, is so the palms are down towards my target. What I did with the 2Thumb grip was design it so I could have twice the width but only the same depth. And I've actually made this dome shape on top. And what this allows me to do is for the hands to be turned slightly outwards. It allows me to grip it nicely in the lifeline on both hands and to get my thumb side by side. Fingers are just overlap to the back. I can interlock. I can go left over right, right over left, whatever feels comfortable for me. The edges on the grip itself were slightly changed. I got the sharpness on these top edges so I can lock it into my lifelines, and I got the softness underneath. If I wanted to put my fingers that way, I could also do it. So it wasn't just a square grip, it was specifically engineered to give you the best feel.
Well, it does feel good. It's got a very soft feel when you put it in your hands. There's one other bonus you didn't mention. It does fit in your golf bag without pulling all the other clubs out each time.
It does indeed.
We joke about it, but it's an important
absolutely.
point. So what was the theory behind this? What was the science that you came up with?
Science behind it, Denis, basically was looking at the actual arc of the putter head itself.
Face rotation.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'd looked at it basically that the less rotation, the more accurate I felt that your putter would be. So what I did basically, I checked it that with your hands one above the other, you get about 7 degrees of head rotation. Now, what I'd also worked out that if you had the grip twice as wide, though it is the same depth, it allows your thumbs to be side by side. But with the natural putting stroke, this kept the rotation probably down by about 50%.
Well, that's good because you can start the ball on the line you chose more easily.
Absolutely.
The sort of classic style could get a little bit yippy if you're coming in with this flapping action.
Absolutely.
And that was the real reason behind you doing it.
It was indeed. With the hands side by side, this brought other things into the putting stance for me. Shoulders were nice and level, my balance was better, my arms were hanging down naturally, not one hand above the other either way, but my thumbs were parallel. It allowed the putter face to go back much squarer naturally, and as we were discussing there, a much better roll on the ball, and easier to get truer distance with it.
Well, you're a big believer in the pendulum putting action. Tell me about that.
If you can think about it basically that if you have one hand above the other, my shoulders go trickily out of line. Obviously this is great for the other 13 clubs, which the ball needs to go up in the air. But obviously with the putting action, we want it to go along the ground. So with the thumb side by side, it allows my shoulders to be level. And obviously now I'm parallel to the line I want the ball to go on, rather than it pointing skywards.
And controlling the distance that the ball rolls, there's a big key to that as well. If you have a pendulum stroke, it seems to me the ball rolls the same distance each time. Now that's something you'd be big on.
Of course, if you think about it logically, what must be easier, to make a ball roll with this sort of action or with this sort of action? You know, one has got to be much more accurate than the other, and a 2Thumb putter grip allows that lovely stroking on the ball.
Well, I'm interested by the fact that it starts off with the idea that it's a practice putting device. But it can be used in play. It can be used on the course. It's a functional, true grip.
Oh, absolutely. It's fully passed by the R&A and USGA, and that takes many months of developments to get it to that standard. As I've said before, basically, the putter grip is twice the width, but it's only the same depth. And this was one of the initial parts that I wanted in my design, firstly to go into the golf bag, but as I said previously, to halve the rotation.
you know, you're a purist and you'd love to see that, but golfers, you know, they're sort of traditionalists. They like to do it the way it's always been done. What sort of reaction did you get from the players, not just professionals, but club golfers who were trying it for the first time?
Okay, going back to the professionals, obviously there was a little bit of problem there. You know, they don't really like changes. But then when I took it onto the various European tours, they can see there that the actual truer roll on the ball was to their benefit. Much better start, much better posture, gave them confidence all the way through. Amateur takes a little bit longer, obviously, that's not his business, but he really started to enjoy how he could, just for a few pounds, gave a better stroke on the ball from a much better balanced position.
Well, you're a good salesman as well, because you made a key point there. For a few pounds, you can get a better roll on the ball. You're not going to change your putter, you're not going to have lessons, you can just change the putting grip. So you're quite happy that people are saying, I like the grip, I'll do it my way, and you're not going to be too hard on them and come along like a hard coach who says there's only one way to do it.
No, absolutely not. I do hope that people will try it and have a go at it that way if they don't want it the 2Thumb way, and let's see what the results are for them. If I can just get them to roll the ball better and purer, I'm sure they will enjoy using the 2Thumb grip, whichever way they decide.
Now, I'm a convert. I think you watching could be a convert too if you just give it a go. Be committed. Give it a little chance. What have you got to lose? You're going to hold more putts, you're going to have more fun, and it's all for the price of less than a green fee.